The hurricanes of late summer reawakened the Superstorm Sandy experience for many of us here at the Jersey Shore. And you rose to the occasion with truckloads of water, clothes, food, medicine for Puerto Rico, Florida, and Texas. But if you haven't completely emptied your cabinet and closet, there will be people right here at the Jersey Shore who will be looking to you as the temperatures turn icy for winter and hoping that you can turn on that Superstorm Sandy spirit yet again. With us this morning are Pastor Bill Meyer of the Alavigan Alliance Church in Toms River and Pat Donaghue of People's Pantry right here in Toms River. Pat is a product of Superstorm Sandy. She wasn't involved until that disaster hit us, and now she's in it all the way, as is the pastor. They and those they serve seek your contributions for the fresh fall fulfillment food and clothing drive, which will be arriving just in time for Thanksgiving. Collections are already underway and continue through November 19th.
November
correct?
19th, yeah.
Okay, tell us about this drive and who will benefit from it.
Yes, so the purpose of the drive is to serve the underserved population of Toms River, especially focusing on homeless folk. There's still a challenge with that in our region, and that particular population has some specific needs that we're trying to meet. We are collecting new clothing, specifically socks, underwear, undershirts, t-shirts, both genders, and used or new coats and non-perishable food. And we'll be distributing that on the 19th in cooperation with these wonderful organizations that we are partnering with.
Are you collecting footwear too?
And no, socks, yeah, socks.
Okay, but not shoes?
Not shoes,
okay.
Not shoes, new socks, yeah. So.
Okay, where have the collection been set up?
They're at the Alavigan Alliance Church.
Okay, and that is Church Road.
1060 Church Road, just before the Route 9. The old used to be a Methodist church. We're renting it from them for right now, and we have two nice bins that are very visible from the road, and you just drop them in. We check on them 2 or 3 times a day, or if you see the lights on, come in and say hello and drop your stuff off, and we'd be happy to receive it.
Pat, you're a story in yourself, because you had a metamorphosis after Superstorm Sandy. It was a life changer for you.
Absolutely.
What have you learned about people and their ability to give in these years?
I've learned since we opened the doors of the pantry that people genuinely want to help. And it's not just their neighbors they want to help anyone who is in need. And it fills them with a sense of satisfaction and peace to do that.
Tell us about your role in this drive. What role does People's Pantry serve?
I do food. I will be packing emergency bags for the people who come, which is all of the convenience foods that they could use if they've got limited cooking. My partners at the Beat Center have joined in to help. There'll be meals served on site, more meals are served on site. All of our community partners will be there, whether it's for food stamps or housing, or everyone will be on site that day to do intake and get these people registered and get them into the services they need.
Okay, on site being where?
At 1769 Hooper Avenue, at the Beat Center.
At the Beat Center.
At the Beat Center.
Okay. And what date is that?
That is November 19th.
Okay, so we're going to collect until November 19th, and then we're going to distribute.
We'll have somebody, you know, to get last-minute donations. Yep, we'll make sure that anything that comes in gets to the right place. That's what we're going to do. Yeah.
How do you estimate how many people you're going to be serving? Do you have a hard figure or a rough number?
I don't have a hard figure, but what we rely on is we rely on these relationships. So we have a partnership. One of our most strategic partnerships is Paul from Haven Beach the Street, and he really has his finger on the pulse of the homeless population. They do these regular countings called census. Some of them are official that then go to the state, and that helps with you know, managing population management and things like that. Some of them are more informal. I do think that they're going to be counting actually at the event, and so they have ongoing assessment to see what the needs are in the community. And Paul is one of the guys who does that. He has a partnership with Ocean Mental Health and, you know, 3 or 4 different community organizations, Pat and her organization, and others. So it's great. So.
We normally generalize and we say homeless. We think of homeless when we think of these drives. It isn't really limited to that, though, is it?
No, not at all. Not at all.
And the people in need are not necessarily what we think of them
Exactly
as.
right.
Absolutely. You wouldn't even realize that a person, well, some of our people in need are in need. A lot of the people that we serve don't qualify. In the pantry, a lot of the people that we serve don't qualify for any social services.
They're falling through the cracks.
They're falling through the cracks, or they're just not making ends meet. So we serve about 4,000 people a month out of one food pantry in one town.
Pastor, we've discussed with Pat a little bit how all of these experiences since the Superstorm, 5 years now, have changed her. What has it done to you?
Well, my, you know, I consider myself a victim of Superstorm Sandy. Even though we weren't directly impacted. My mom and dad lost their house in Superstorm Sandy, and then within the last 2 years, they both passed away. And I think, you know, a lot of that was related to the stress of rebuilding. And I mean, that's a very common thing. I actually did a lot of reading to know how to serve our population better. And one of the things that I said, and I read in one of the journal articles, is prepared for the old folk to start dying.
Absolutely.
Because the stress that Superstorms, and that, you know, our population down here is especially needy because of just demographics, you know.
Right.
And we see that all the time. We see that all the time. So that's probably a large percentage of your 4,000 is underserved seniors in our community.
What people don't realize is that Ocean County has the second highest senior population in the country, second only to Dade County. And we're number 6 for veterans. And that's how I got involved with our homeless population, because there was a camp of our veterans that were homeless that I went to with the Marines. And when I saw that, it kind of brought me in. So I used to go to the camps all the time, but it's gotten a little harrowing, and my husband's not real happy about me going into homeless camps on Sundays, so I've kind of limited my exposure to that. But people don't understand, and the pastor is correct, the stress of this, of going through a natural disaster, the divorce rate, which people don't speak of. If you're significantly impacted and you're middle-aged with children, you've got a 95% chance of your marriage ending in divorce after something like this. So when they say it destroys a community, from the ground up, it can destroy a community. And that's why people like the pastor and myself and Paul and all of our community partners are trying our best to bolster people up, to alleviate some of that stress in one way or another.
Pastor Bill, what do you tell somebody who looks at this or reaches you and says, I'm stressed out, I'm tapped out, I haven't got it anymore? What do you tell them?
Well, I'll tell them 2 things. I mean, if you're tapped out financially, you know, that's come and take advantage of the opportunities that we have in terms of, you know, getting the supplies that you need. But I'd also say that the major thing is community. Like when you're in relationship with people, it is life-giving. You know, I love to, I haven't had a lot of opportunities to be with Pat, but one of the reasons that I love to hang out, see her when I do, is that I think she's a life-giving person. You know, she brings that energy, she brings that part of life that, you know, makes us go forward. So I think that if you're tapped out, participating in serving, participating in being with people, even if it's just to, you know, take a bag and put it in somebody's cart, that is a life-giving experience. It's an energizing experience. It's a restoring experience. That's what I tell people.
The drive is on. It continues right up till November 19th? Okay. And it's at the bins are at the Allegheny
Alliance Church.
Alliance Church?
1060 Church Road. 1060 Church Road.
Okay. The bins are there, and we're taking New undergarments, socks, t-shirts, clothes, gently used jackets, winter
Gently
coats.
loose jackets or new winter jackets, yeah.
Okay.
And don't forget the kids,
Mm-hmm,
the
absolutely.
children,
Yes.
because there are children.
Yeah.
And the distribution will be on November 19th, and that will be at the
Yeah.
At the
At the Beat Center,
At the
yes.
Beat Center on Hooper Avenue. If you have any questions, where can they call?
732-731-1419. That's my direct extension in my
Okay.
office.
And can they reach you at the ministry?
732-557-0110. I will say one other thing too, is that this week we'll be going through the community to some of our local businesses, asking if they'll let us put bins in their businesses for people to drop off. So we're trying to make the drop off points throughout the community. We have folk from our church who will be probably stopping in if you are a local business with a little flyer explaining what we're trying to do, and also asking you whether we might be able to put a bin in your place.
Okay. One more tongue twister. What's the name of it again?
It is called Fresh Fall Filament.
Fresh Fall Filament. They'll thank you, and so will a lot of your friends and neighbors, many of whom you might not even know are having this difficulty. You can receive and you can give, and it's all up to you. Thanks very much.